Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Alrighty, so it is the start of a new month, which means it is time to wrap up what I read last month. AKA, this is what I read in August of 2025. Now let's get into it. Starting off, we have Thank You for Sharing by Rachel Runya Katz. This adult romance is about this woman who works as a junior curator at a museum and a man who works at a marketing firm. When the museum approves the woman's new proposed exhibit, the guy is hired to help promote it. These two were once childhood friends, but they had a falling out during summer camp and haven't spoken in over a decade. However, being paired up on this project, they start to reconnect and develop feelings for each other. I unfortunately DNF'd this one. Yeah, this was just not a fun time all around. I really was not into the plot. I felt like nothing was really happening, and I felt like all of the characters were pretty annoying, especially the main lady. Like, I really did feel like the main lady was very annoying, and also the guy, the main guy, because it is dual POV. The main guy was written to be very much your typical man written by a woman, aka like most of the guy's thoughts were just about how horny he was and about how hot the main chick was. And then the main lady was just kind of very whiny and complainy a lot. And so it's just kind of like, it's like, I don't really want to read this. Also, the cover. I have to say the cover does not affect my rating at all, but I will say the cover is very ugly in my opinion. I find it very ugly. I find it to be kind of like, those like the Google corporate self-help kind of videos that they have. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. It kind of looks like that, but like those kind of like corporate animated people in like the videos and stuff that you see like with tech companies. That's kind of what the cover's giving, but also it is a very corporate book, like a corporate workplace book. So I guess it kind of works. I guess it kind of works. But yeah, the plot was boring, the characters were annoying, so I just decided to DNF it. Next is Evil Eye by Atef Rum. This adult women's fiction is about this Palestinian American woman stuck in a pretty conservative marriage and life who has always done what's traditionally expected of her, even at the detriment of her own dreams and goals. She starts going on this journey of unpacking her generational trauma and discovering her value as a human being, not just her value as a mother and wife, and trying to take back her life and make it her own. And I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. I freaking love this book. I can't, for reasons, I can't right now talk about all the ways that I love this book, but I can say that I love the main lady. I was rooting for her from the start to the finish. I love the writing. I really, really did. I think that this is a very real book. I will just say that. And I can't really say much else. I can't right at this time, I can't really say much else, but just know that I freaking love this book. I really, really do. And I think it's so good, and I think that everybody should go read it. Next is The Grimoire of Kings. This adult question mark fantasy is about this guy who him and his friends are one day transported to another world and go on some epic quest. It's epic fantasy. Yeah, I DNF this one. I hated it. I literally got one chapter in. I hated the writing style, first of all. Like I found the writing style very, very annoying. I found the characters very, very unlikable. And I don't like to DNF books right at chapter one. I usually like to give them a few chapters just to like see like if it picks up or not. But I felt it in my gut that like this was not going to pick up. Like you know how you just have like some instinctual feelings sometimes of like, ooh, this is either going to be really good or it's not going to be really good, blah blah blah. Yeah, I just got it in my gut that this was not going to be really, really good. So yeah, I just kind of DNF'd it after one chapter. I just no, it wasn't for me at any way. Next is Never Coming Home by Hannah Mary McKinnon. This adult thriller is about a man who hired a hitman to take out his wife so he could inherit her vast fortune. Everything seems to be going according to plan. The investigators are not on his scent at all, so all he has to do is wait it out until her case status goes from missing to presumed dead. That is, until he starts getting threatening mail from a mysterious sender hinting that they know what he's done, and this sends him into a week of increasing paranoia and trying to regain control of the situation. And I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5 stars. This is honestly very much a popcorn book. Is it a literary masterpiece by any means? No. Did it get kind of wacky and like my rating kind of went down a little bit when like the mafia stuff got involved? Yes, because it just became a little bit okay. We're kind of going off the rails with the mafia stuff at this point. But I enjoyed it. It was kind of interesting. Do I like the main character? No, but you're not supposed to. He's an evil piece of shit. But I did find it entertaining. I really, really did. I never once thought of DNFing it. I was always like, okay, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I want to see where this goes. I'm curious to see where this goes. And I have to say, I think I said this in a video a while back, but I much prefer like British domestic thrillers to American domestic thrillers. And this just kind of proves the point of like the English writing a domestic thriller better than Americans. Even when the story is set in America, the English just write better thrillers than Americans. I'm sorry, they do. For some reason, the English write better adult thrillers than Americans do. Next is On the Plus Side by Jenny L. Howell. This adult contemporary coming of age romance is about a bigger woman with low self esteem who is always trying to blend into the background but wishes she could be more outgoing in her life. So she gets cast to be on this reality show called On the Plus Side that is all about helping plus size people feel more confident about themselves and go after the life that they want. During the filming, she starts having flirty chemistry with one of the cameramen of the show, so she starts trying to like toe the line between keeping things professional and focusing on like her self-love journey and, maybe giving into her developing crush. And I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars. It was fine. That one word perfectly describes this book. Fine. I was honestly kind of ready for it to be over with when I got to about the halfway point, just because I was kind of like, like it's okay, but it's nothing groundbreaking. The plot is fine, the characters are fine, the drama is fine, the spice is fine, the romance is fine. It's all just fine. Nothing is really good, nothing is really bad. It's not one way or the other. It's just fine. It's a way to pass time, honestly. It's just fine. Next is Emma by Jane Austen. This new adult contemporary classic is all about the life of this vain and bitchy young woman named Emma. She loves to play matchmaker with the people in her life, and that often leads to some very messy drama and hurt feelings. And I gave this one a 3.8 out of 5 stars. I kind of struggle with my feelings on this one. Like, the first half, well, the first two quarters, I was kind of like, okay, I'm kind of bored. Like, I'm not really into it the way that I am other Austen novels. But then the last third of it, I was ooh, this is really good. Like, this is kind of getting really, really juicy. So, like, I kind of struggle with my feelings on it. Um, I'm honestly not sure if like this or Sense and Sensibility is like my least favorite Jane Austen novel. I'm really, really not. But yeah, those two, the Emma and Sense and Sensibility, are kind of like my bottom two of Jane Austen novels so far, of like all the ones that I've read. But like, yeah, I was just having a hard time connecting with the cast of characters, which yeah, I just not really connecting with any of them like all the way through. Like, like but yeah, it wasn't like bad by any means, but it was also like, she's written better, Well, she wrote better. Next is All My Rage by Saba Tahir. This young adult literary contemporary centers on the daily trauma of these two Pakistani teens desperately trying to navigate their emotions and carve out better lives for themselves. So, Salahuddin recently lost his mother and now has to shoulder the responsibility of running his family's failing motel and paying off the mountains of debt since his father is a useless drunk. Meanwhile, Nur is trying to secretly get into college so she can finally escape the life living in a small town under her uncle's tyrannical rule. And I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars, and I'm gonna be honest, y'all, this is probably going to be my favorite read of the year. Like I said a few months back that Sunrise on the Reaping was my favorite book of the year so far. Yeah, this one tops that. This one easily very much tops that. Yeah, this is my favorite read of the year so far. Okay, here's what I need y'all to understand. In my opinion, Sabaa Tahir is one of the best writers of living, just like living, like of our generation, of last generation, of next generation. Like as long as she's alive, she's one of the best authors of our time. That's honestly my opinion. Every single book that I've read from her so far has easily gotten a 5 out of 5 stars, and this is no freaking exception. And I'm gonna be so honest, y'all. I feel like that this All My Rage is an instant modern classic. I really, really do. Like this is a modern classic to me. Not only do I feel like it deserves to be taught in schools, I feel like it should be like required reading in like high school English. I really, really do. That is honestly my opinion, and if you disagree, you're blocked. Just saying. Um, joking, not joking. Just kidding. I don't know. I will say this is so freaking good. I love the characters. I love the plot. I love Salahuddin and Nur. I just, oh my God. I got so freaking attached to them both. Like, I freaking love them so freaking much. I love everything about this book. I love its themes. I love its writing. I love its plotting. I love everything. This is honestly just a 10 out of 10 in every single way. I will say this book does require you to be in the proper headspace for it. Like, you cannot just go into this like willy-nilly and just like wanting to be like turn off your brain and whatnot. Like, it's not that kind of book. Like, you have to be in the proper headspace. You have to be there. You have to be present for this book. And I mean that in the way where like I would have like a reading session and I would like end the reading session with like wanting to like continue and find out what happens next because I was so invested in what was going on. But just the way that this book is able to transfer its emotions that it wants you to feel onto you, it gets you to feel, it gets you to so easily feel all of the fear, the anger, the rage, everything that these characters are feeling. This book easily gets you to feel that too. And so there were so many instances where I would come off of a reading session wanting to continue on, but I could feel it in my chest, all of the like hurt and fear and rage and everything building in my chest and like swelling in there like a storm that I was just like, okay, I have to stop. I have to put this down. I have to take a break. I can't continue on or else I'm going to spiral into some kind of panic or something. Like I know that that sounds unserious because like girl, it's fiction, like it's not that deep, but that's just the way that this book had me feeling. And I honestly loved it. I really really did. Like this book is so freaking good, y'all. It is so freaking good. And yeah, I don't even know how to say it. Good is not even a word to describe this book. Great is not even a word to describe this book. Like it's exceptional. There it is. This book is exceptional, just in every single way, in its writing, in its characters, in its plot, everything, in its themes. Like I keep saying, like it's just. Oh my God. I can't even properly describe how much I love this book. Like, oh my God. This is just it's a 12 out of 10, honestly. Like I said it was a 5 out of 5. I said it was a 10 out of 10. No, it's a 12 out of 10. It might be even be a 25 out of 10. I don't know. Next is Star Wars: The High Republic: Light of the Jedi by Charles Soule. This adult sci-fi is the first book in the High Republic era. So, an unheard of crash in hyperspace causes a ship to explode and its pieces to become volatile projectiles that can wipe out billions of people if they start hitting planets. So, the Republic and the Jedi scramble to end the danger and then investigate what the heck caused this unprecedented disaster and who is responsible for it. And I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I understand why this was chosen to like kick off the High Republic era because it really does just establish everything that this era wants to do very well. It establishes, the context of the galaxy very well. It establishes, like where the Republic and the Jedi are at currently. It establishes, the like central events and like this the Nihil and like all this sort of stuff. It establishes all the central characters that we're gonna follow going forward. It just really does a great job just like setting everything up. It really, really does. I did like the various different plot threads that this book had and how like they all came together quite nicely in the end. There was one that kind of came a little choppily in the end. It was the kidnapping plot line. That kind of came together a little wonkily in the end, but other than that, everything kind of came together nicely. I will say that the characters are fine, but nobody is an instant favorite for me. Like I was kind of hoping that like a few people were going to be like, ooh, like new classic favorites for me, considering, these like are the main people that we're going to be following for like a bunch of books. So I'm kind of a little disappointed in that regard that I'm not like instantly in love with anybody. Although I do ship Avar and what was her man? Elzar. I do ship them, and I'm kind of interested to see where that like Forbidden Jedi romance goes. I'm excited to see where that goes. I will also say the Nihil's leader, Martian, he's a little bitch. He is. He's an annoying little bitch. I need someone to slap the fuck out of him because he's so fucking annoying. I need someone to kick him in the groin. But yeah, overall, the plot is interesting, the space battles are well done, and I'm interested to see what happens next. Next is Star Wars The High Republic The Great Jedi Rescue by Cavan Scott. This children's book retells part 1 of Light of the Jedi in a simplified way. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I checked this out from my library because it's like really, really short. It's only like a dozen pages or so. So, it's like a short story. I didn't know that it was just a retelling of like part 1 of the first book. Like, I thought it was going to be something different. So that is why I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars because, yeah, it's fine. It accomplishes what it set out to do. But, I thought it was going to be something different. Anyway, but like it's not bad by any means. It's really, really not. It accomplishes its goal perfectly. So, it's fine, it's cute, it's wonderful. I like the art. The art is very cute. I really do like the art of this one. Alrighty, different night, different shirt, because we had a late entry to this video in the form of Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. This adult dystopia takes place in a world where books are illegal and the state regularly burns books and the people that have them. It centers on a man who is one of these people that carries out these nightly torching raids, but soon has an awakening that things are not right with the situation. I gave this one a 1 out of 5 stars, and as of right now, it is my worst read of the year. Yes, classic stands, I said that, and put the pitchforks down. Look, books like this, classics like this, are the reason why I don't trust classic stands. I don't trust the word of classic stands because of situations like this. Because here's the thing, classic stands love to get up on their high horses and be like, every single fucking classic novel is the greatest piece of literature ever, and every single modern book is the worst piece of fucking shit ever. And then I read something like this, and I'm like, oh, so you're delusional. So, like, you're delusional. I'm sorry, because this is garbage. I'm sorry. This is fucking book is fucking garbage. And I am so sorry to everyone in high school English classes that had to read this for assignments and whatnot, because oh my God, girl, your teacher tortured you. They really, really did. Like, oh my God, this was horrendous to get through. I was just counting the minutes to get through this. Oh my God. Okay, so like the concept of this book of like what would society look like if we lived in a world where books were illegal, book burning was like state sanctioned, stuff like that. Because, there is obviously, real world historical stuff to pull from, like where that has actually happened. For example, like Nazi Germany, like book burnings were regularly a thing. So like there is a very interesting concept in it, and there is a lot of room for like a lot of relevant social commentary. No matter when you write this book, like you could write it in prehistoric age, you could write it now. The social commentary that it comes with that kind of concept could be very, very interesting no matter what. So like the concept is fine. I like the concept. The execution. Oh my God. Let's get my most controversial hot take out of the way right now. I feel like anyone could write this idea better. I really, really do. Girl, hell, give this to Colleen Hoover, and she could probably write the idea better. Honestly, she could probably execute it better. And yeah, that's saying something. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna read directly from my notes for this one. Like, the writing has more flowers than a fucking meadow, and frequently goes off on, frantic rants. The plot is nonsensically paced. Truly, the characters have the depth of a slab of concrete and will become mouthpieces on a dime. And the contradictory lore and world building of this novel makes no goddamn sense if you even think about it for 1 second, especially during the parts when characters become mouthpieces. Because it's like, okay, we want to make this society where like everyone's an idiot, books are banned, everyone's becoming stupid and whatnot, blah 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 blah. Like that's kind of what we're going for, especially with how he writes the women in this book. Like all of the women in this book are written to just be like, oh, they're all just stupid and they're all just mindlessly and brainlessly consuming mass media and whatever. Like nobody reads anymore. Like everybody's becoming stupid. But then when it gets to like the mouthpieces, aka the men of this book, and when he wants the men of this book to be like his political mouthpieces and whatever, and go off on the author's tirades and whatnot, they everybody suddenly becomes like so deeply poetic and knowledgeable and philosophical and whatnot. And it's like, girl, pick a side, pick a side. Like, are we in a world where everybody's fucking stupid, or are we in a world where everybody is literate, like beyond literate? Like, pick a side, pick a side. We can't have it both ways. Anyway, and here's the thing too. When I went to go look up the author and find out, like, oh, a little bit about him and whatnot, just like read up about him because I was curious and whatnot, it makes total sense why this book turned out to be shit. Because A, he's a conservative. Oh, I'm sorry, independent, please. Anyway, so like first of all, he's a conservative. Well, was because he's dead now. And like in my opinion, conservatives cannot write anything good when they are trying to write like a political story. They can't. They're incapable of it. I'm sorry they are. Every time that a conservative tries to write a book that delves into like politics or whatnot, it turns out to be shit. It does. I'm sorry, it does. And then also B, he said in an interview that like he wrote this in like a frantic state in like 9 days. And I'm just like, yeah, we can tell, girl. We can tell, girl, because it reads like a fucking Wattpad first draft. I'm sorry, it does. Classic stance, put the pitchforks down. It does, in my opinion. Anyway, the one thing that I will give Fahrenheit 451 is that did scarily predict quite a few things, especially about our post-pandemic world. It really, really did. Like, it did scarily predict iPad babies. It predicted like mindless consumerism to escape reality, and it predicted that thing that we're seeing a lot nowadays, especially post-pandemic, of how people just want something quick, attention grabby, and like short and fluffy, where they can just like turn their brain off and like get immediate joy out of things. And like if the media that they're consuming doesn't immediately bring them like immense joy, and it makes them feel like any other type of emotion, good or bad, they're like, oh, this is horrible, get it away from me, demonize it, blah 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 blah. The book made me sad, the book required me to think a little bit, it made me mad a little bit, like it's horrible, blah blah, get it out of my sight. Like it didn't give me just like fluffy feelings of cupcake joy or whatever. It's bad. It is kind of scary how the book written in like the 1950s did accurately predict all of that about our modern world. Like, so I'll give it that. I will give it that. That is the one thing that I will give Fahrenheit 451, is that it did do that. But other than that, girl, be so serious. This is like the worst fucking book I've read all year, and it's just horrible in every single way possible. My God, it could probably make Divergent look like a literary masterpiece at this point. I don't know. Oh my God, this book pisses me off. It really, really does, just because of how much people say, "Oh my God, it's so great, it's so great, it's so great." Ah, and then like I actually read it and like, girl, are y'all crazy? Are y'all delusional? Like, I'm so sorry, but like, let's be serious. Let's be serious. Anyway, back to the original recording so we can finish off this video. And that is everything that I read in August. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and tell me in the comments what you thought of this video, what you thought of my opinions on these books, what you thought of any of these books if you have read any of them, and also what else you read in August. I'm very curious. And yes, I am very curious. I do mean that. I am very curious because I'm very nosy. Anyway, I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.